Happy Monday, everyone, and happy December. It is Sussex December. That's what I'm calling it. It is Sussex December, and there are so many things to look forward to, reflect on. I have a lot of questions in today's podcast because we are coming up to the 1 year anniversary when the ish really hit the fan and started to go down. December 28th, that mysterious motorcade that went rushing towards central London. And we still don't know what that was about. But it's coming up to Christmas again. Okay. Let's get into it, shall we? Let's see what this December is going to bring us. But we do know from the Sussex's side, it's going to bring us a lot of joy. Oh, was it Church Nelly's birthday? Was it Church Nelly's birthday? I hope you enjoyed it, Church Nelly. Hey, Helen. Glad to have you here. Heather, happy Cyber Monday. Because I didn't do a podcast, I didn't even get to announce it, but I did do a Black Friday free giveaway of my book roll codes. I will do another one sometime before Christmas, and I'll make sure that I actually announce on the podcast. It's just because I hadn't managed to do a podcast over the weekend. But shout out to everybody that did get it, and because you got it for free, I would appreciate if you left a review. Please leave a positive review. For everybody who has through, thank you so much. I think it's rated 4.9 on Amazon. For everybody who's bought it, thank you so much. I do think I think it's a different experience. But all right, let's get it. And I can't see it change, but you probably can. Here we go. Okay. So we are coming up to the 1 year anniversary when it all went down. There's still so many questions, more questions than answers. And the palace have really just made a mess of everything. I feel like the royal household is leaving 2024. Yeah, Dorothy, I had a feeling you couldn't hear me, but y'all can hear me now, right? The royal household is leaving 2024, I think, in the worst state that it has been in a while. And now we've got 2 court cases pending, one in January. We now know that Harry was able to see the emails of palace staff. And interestingly, we've had allegations of a courtier stepping down, the man Harry called the Wasp. And now William is apparently losing his right-hand man. Now, I did not know who this guy is. Something Dixon, saved as equerry for the royal household since 2020. The only snakes and scorpions in grey suits that I knew of Williams are Christian Jones, Jason North. Those were the 2 that and Simon Case. I didn't even know who this guy was. But it's interesting that he's stepping down at this time. Is it stepping down because he genuinely wanted to step down and he feels that it's time to move on? Has he had enough? Is he losing his hair? Does it have something to do with the court case? Was he one of the people in the emails? I feel like all of these questions are going to be answered come January. We're going to get a lot of answers to a lot of questions. And could that be the reason why Channel 5, for those of you in the UK, Channel 5 has become a royal propaganda channel? I don't know, because I don't really watch TV. But for those of you who do, has Channel 5 always been like this? Or is this a recent thing? Almost every week there's a different royal documentary. This past week there was one on royal tours, and I kid you not, it opened with one of these rotorats saying, the British public have no idea how popular the royals are overseas. So popular that Kate and William went to the Caribbean and like lost a whole bunch of countries from the Commonwealth. That's how popular they are. So popular, they have to invite themselves, whereas Harry and Meghan get invited. Elfaz, you're saying why January? Because that's when the NGN court case goes to court. This is the one, I believe, with the Mirror and Murdoch. That's why I keep saying January. Maybe you missed it, but the court decided that Harry could see emails between the journalists from some of the tabloid papers under NGN, I think the Sun, Mirror, formerly defunct News of the World, and the royal household. That's why I keep saying January. And you can expect more, to link it back to what I was just saying. Is this the reason why we're seeing all these, I guess on the pro-royal propaganda side from Channel 5, all these pro-royal documentaries, but then you've also got Channel 4, who are, I guess, trying to be a little bit more critical. Maybe they're also anticipating. And then, of course, for the whole year, there have been rumors about the union between William and Kate, the state that's been in, and all of these very strange articles popping up. I remember the one, what would happen if Prince William committed a crime? I feel like 2025, if 2024 created more questions than answers, 2025 is going to give us answers to the questions. I think we're also going to continue to see karma coming to those who deserve it. Candace Owens, who has been trolling Meghan for some time, like her own marriage isn't a sham. She was recently banned from Australia. She's now also been banned from New Zealand. Now, not that I would have Candace Owens in my country, but I did wonder why exactly she was banned from Australia, because I'm sure there's kind of right-wing people that go and talk there all the time. But I think this might actually be the answer. Candace was named in the manifesto of the New Zealand shooter, along with other right-wing adjacent people. So maybe that's one of the reasons why. I mean, she's also very much aligned with the Tate brothers and other nefarious foreign figures, and probably intelligence communities and politicians don't want her spewing her nonsense in their country. But I think that makes a little bit more sense why Australia wouldn't want her there, and definitely why New Zealand doesn't want her there. So more of this in 2025, please. 2024 has seen karma come to a lot of Harry and Meghan haters. Eamon Holmes, who wanted Harry thrown off a balcony, only to be, he tripped down the stairs and he had to have back surgery. More of that in 2025, please. Angela Latrine, come on, bring it on for Angela Latrine in 2025. Piers Morgan, I feel like we're going to have to wait a little bit longer, but we'll get there. We'll get there. But it is going to be an amazing December, at least. Oh, amazing 2025, an amazing December. Polo, don't forget, December 10th, coming. Harry also has the Book Deal Summit. Now, that is on the 4th in New York. That is actually on the same day of the Paley Honors, which is going to be a tribute for Tyler Perry. I wonder if, Harry, being the soldier that he is, he'll go to New York and then, because this will be probably during the afternoon, this one, and then leg it back to Cali to honor Tyler Perry, because I don't think he'd miss this. Um, or he might just do the book deal summit remotely. Who knows? I hope to see both Harry and Meghan at the Paley Honours. I'm sure they'll both be there. Meghan looking amazing. And then there's ARO, which we're still waiting for. Now, ARO, American Riviera Orchid, which is Meghan's brand, has had a few delays because I believe of the trademark. So I just wanted to read this because we saw the preview for the jams and we heard that they had put in some trademarks for the name, but there were issues with the name. So just for clarity, because we don't like to believe the rumors. This is actually what's been happening. So the last thing we heard about the Duchess of Sussex's American Riviera Orchid brand is that they're still fighting over the ARO trademark, and Meghan recently filed for a 3-month extension. Now, the reason why this had to happen was apparently because there's issue with trademarking the term American Riviera because it's a common term used to describe that area, Santa Barbara, and apparently it's against trademark rules or something to try and trademark something that's commonly linked to the name of an area, and using the name Orchid didn't help. That's what was explained, and why there was this delay. It definitely feels like ARO is nowhere near ready, and we still don't have a release date for Meghan's Netflix cooking show either. For months now, whenever anyone from Team Sussex mentions ARO, it's vague, it's coming at some point to fill a statement. The one thing I'll say is Meghan's defense is that she prefers to launch fully developed products, and the idea that she's meticulously working on ARO could be an explanation for why she's quiet this year. Of course, I mean, I don't think that Meghan would put anything out that is like, half done. Quite frankly, given everything else that Harry and Meghan have been doing, I think it's very impressive that she's even got this brand going. And when you want something of quality, it does take time. I actually think they've done it in pretty good time. And then to also be doing a cooking show with it. But what sources, and we're careful about sources around here because we only like the facts. It's been heard that ARO will launch early 2025. That makes sense to me, to be honest. I just think that they're taking their time to make sure that it's perfect. I think the tabloids are making a big deal out of nothing. Kaiser goes on to say, I hope that there's been a lot of ARO work happening behind the scenes, and I can't wait to see what the product launch will look like. I generally want her to release her own cookbook, plus whatever entertaining or cooking products. Dishware, jam, dog bowls, what have you. It's interesting that the source is saying Meghan is absolutely the CEO too. I hope that would be the case. Well, why wouldn't she be the CEO? I think it's going to be amazing whenever it comes out. And of course, as usual, the British tabloids will have a heart attack and then just help to promote it more. But just for a little bit of clarity as to why ARO is taking a little bit longer, it's because of issues with the trademark. And that's not necessarily unusual either. That type of stuff happens with brands. Just got to wait and be patient. Right, I'll get your comments before we get on to the next thing. Wobbly William. Rahini, you said, I feel like Meghan needs to use her own name. The thing is, her legal name is Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and I don't think she can actually... I think she can use it, for example, because that's her legal married name when she's, say, writing a book. But I don't think she's actually allowed to use that for, like, a brand name. Because she wouldn't use Meghan Markle. She would use Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, and I think it was one of the rules that she couldn't, when they left the royal household, that she couldn't specifically use her name for brands. Which I actually think that makes sense, because I feel like her using her legal name, her now legal name, now that she's married to Prince Harry, I feel like it's still kind of, if she's using it for her brand, it still ties her too much to the royal household. I kind of like the fact that she's gone a different way. And it's like a brand that's going to stand on its own and can actually stand the test of time. So, Michael, you said, I wish Meghan would rename the brand. Why? To me, it says luxury. It says, I don't know. It gives me the sense of not just a brand, but a lifestyle. Lady, you said, I was hoping she would relaunch the TIG. That might be better. It's already trademarked. I feel like maybe that would be a step backwards. Because the TIG was her, pre-royal life. And she's in a different place now. Wendy, you said, I think Meghan will launch ARO after Harry's court case in January 25th. I think it will be close to late summer or next holiday season, but it sells that time. Yeah, I wouldn't expect it January, February, because just in general, that's the worst time for retail. I think it's looking at spring. Kiki, you said Maureen, aka Richard Eden's doing poison as usual. Make sure to put on your protective gear and send the poison back to Maureen Eden. Yeah, so what Kiki is talking about is Richard Eden did an article. And I think the gist of it was all would be forgiven for Harry and Meghan if they give up everything in California. And my response to that is, I thought that Harry and Meghan had nothing and were going broke. So what is this, giving up everything and to be welcomed back into the royal fold? We're still in the fourth stage of denial, apparently, because Harry and Meghan aren't going back. Raheem, you said her legal name is Meghan Mountbatten Windsor, though. Okay, all the more reason for her not to use it. Because the royal household doesn't deserve any credit. I'm sorry. Sorry, Meghan or Harry, if you're listening to this. You shouldn't be listening to it anyway. Log off. Too much social media for you. But yeah, all the more reason for her not to use it then. Because I think that this is something that should stand on her own. Also, actually, that just reminded me, Rahini, thank you for posting. I actually screenshotted it and I want to read it out because they made a very interesting point about the money that Harry and Meghan have. Oh yeah, so this was from Connie Scaria. She had an interesting theory. I'm going to read it out. She said, I do not believe Harry and Meghan are splitting up. However, I have noticed they have divided their business interests. This is wise. Hear me out. The alliance of UK media, aristocracy, and monarchy against the Sussexes has put Harry and his family in great danger. They have powerful enemies that would want Harry and his family to have the same fate as his mother. Harry and Archie are UK born. Meghan and Lilibet are American. Monarchy wealth is inherited and passed down upon their passing and reverted to the crown, not lost to spouses. I suspect William and Kate are legally separated but not divorced. This would explain her phasing out. Returning engagement ring and tiaras, separating the Sussex portfolios protect the Sussex children's financial future. Now, just focusing on the bit about money and the monarchy and how money gets passed down. I actually don't know how that would work in this situation because what Harry and Meghan have done is so unprecedented. Like nobody else other than Wallace and whatever Edward did it, but that was a long time ago. So that's a very interesting point. And I don't know what, if any, because I feel like they kind of sometimes make up the rules as they go along. What powers the royal household have still? Even though Harry and Meghan aren't in the UK and they have effectively stepped down as working royals, there is still a certain power structure that is in place. And because this is so unprecedented what they did to leave, I don't know how that would work. But I do think this person is right in terms of, them saying that they have powerful, dangerous, and I think jealous enemies. And I mean, I don't think it's unusual for Harry and Meghan are both still individuals. I don't think it's unusual for them to have their business interests separate, and they obviously have some business interests together. But yeah, if anybody has any information on that about monarchy wealth, I mean, there's such lack of transparency when it comes to the royals and their money. If anybody actually has any answers to that, I would love to know. What, if any, powers do they still have over Harry and Meghan's money? Because at the end of the day, Harry is still a hereditary prince. He has not given up his princedom. He hasn't abdicated. Just something I wanted to put out there if anybody had any answers. Rahini, did I show the squaddies of socks? Yes, I did show them. Were you not here in the chat when I showed them? I think I still have the pictures. Here it is. Those of you who didn't see Rahini's amazing socks that she sent me from, she made these herself, handmade. Put a unicorn in the chat if you want Rahini to start an Etsy store. Blacklight, you said, I do feel that Harry and Meghan doing separate engagements is very wise. They have some real and serious. Yeah, I think so too. But I also just think it's because they have some things that they do together, like the Artwell stuff, and they also have some interests that they do separately. Harry has the whole thing with the mental health charity, the whole corporate, what is it, Better Health. Meghan has ARO. Like, they're not attached at the hip. They're both still individuals. Kenneth, you said to rename the brand would cost thousands of dollars because newspaper work will have to be printed. Yeah. I mean, it would be inconvenient and annoying, but would it still do well, whatever the name is? Of course it will, because it's Meghan's brand. Heck, you know what's going to happen? Let's just say, hypothetically, Meghan, do you know what the tabloids would do? They would make a huge big deal out of it. Oh my God, Meghan's brand failing. It would be on every single tabloid, everywhere online. So basically, hundreds of thousands worth of free PR. And then the brand would do well anyway. So if she has to rename it, then she has to rename it. It's still going to be successful. Yes, Wendy, in America, married couples work separately with their interests. Apparently in the UK, it's not according to the UK. It's so bizarre. Exactly. All right. Let's move on to William, Prince Sway. Wobbly Willy, as somebody said. Now, I didn't actually see this video. This is from the Remembrance Day. Let me take off Rahini's beautiful socks. This is from the Remembrance Day. This is the second time that William has done this in public. Actually, I still have, okay. So do I start the video the first time? Oh no, this might actually be the third time. This might actually be the third time. I have a video, okay, let me play this video. One sec. Okay, so that's actually the second time that he was swaying in public. The first time was when they were giving out honors. And here's the third time from Remembrance Day that I didn't actually see this until recently. Now, unless somebody wants to go back in time and look at every single event where William was standing, I have never noticed him doing this before. It seems like some kind of nervous tick. Let's be honest, William has not been looking good recently. He seems like he's lost a lot of weight, growing the beard. And the question I have is, what is wrong with William? He just does not seem well recently, especially in the last few months. I feel like it's gotten even worse. It's like there is so much something my court case. Is it the upcoming court case? Is it the rumors of his marriage? Why is William looking so worse for wear? Why is somebody who lives in the lap of luxury and gets $500 million a year looking this way? What's going on? Um, Anywho, like I said, I feel like 2025 will give us a lot of answers. And like I always say, when you're trapped in something, it's always the truth that's going to set you free. It's always the truth that is going to set you free. All right, I'm going to leave it there. We'll make it a short one today. I'll just finish with the comments, then we'll wrap it up. Well, Wendy, a lot of people have some interesting theories about why William is looking the way that he's looking. I will not read out your comment that's been said. Heather, you said William's beard doesn't help. Well, it's interesting that he suddenly grew a beard when Harry was told that he couldn't grow a beard. Kenneth, you said William cannot get over the fact that Harry has left the fold after 32 years and Meghan after 18 months. I think he's still in shock. Yeah, in shock, in denial, because Harry was meant to be his scapegoat and Meghan was just never meant to happen. He not only got a hot wife, he got a smart one too. So, yeah, I bet he's still in shock. In the 300th stage of denial. Well, he needs to get over it and get over it quickly because, listen, the way the stars are aligning, 2025 is going to be that year. I think Cat Williams was only half right. 2025 wasn't going to be the year exposed. It was going to be the warm-up year to the exposés. All right. I'm going to leave things there. Thank you as always, everyone, for coming. And yes, if you want to treat someone, especially a lucky lady, I mean, I feel like my book is inspirational for everyone. But if you want to treat yourself or another lucky woman that you know and love to a good present for Christmas, and you've already read Spare, do check out Royal Codes. And yes, I will be doing some kind of digital free giveaway again before the year ends. Love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Ciao.